turn to ban. VEGA squadrons turn to pick.
Enchantress.
Phoenix's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Witch Doctor!
Phoenix's turn to pick.
Doom!
VEGA squadrons turn to pick.
Disruptor!
Phoenix's turn to ban. VEGA squadrons turn to ban. Phoenix's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. VEGA squadrons turn to ban. Phoenix's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Venomancer.
VEGA squadrons turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
I speak for the trees.
Phoenix's turn to pick.
Alchemist.
VEGA
Drow
squadrons
Ranger.
turn to pick. Phoenix's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. VEGA squadrons turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. VEGA squadrons turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Reserve time. Phoenix's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Lich. Come!
Prepare for battle. "30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
I'll take that.
Heads up!
Hasn't popped his salve yet, and he actually came to lane with even more regen than the Venomancer. I think eventually the Plague Ward army is just going to be too much. Viper's going to get pushed in constantly, and he's just not going to be able to harass. But that's kind of what Veno does to everyone. There's not really a whole lot of heroes in the game that just straight up beat this hero 1v1.
You can see Solo maybe thinking about having to go on towards the mid lane, but he knows what's up here. MP's dropping down a ward as well, just in case any movement was going to be coming back in. And looking at the safe laners, so QO 10 for 1, slightly ahead of the Drow 8 for 2, but nonetheless, it's still pretty much even Stevens across the map here between both sides.
Solo looking for the courier.
Here we go, but they know.
Oh, they hit it.
They know.
Yeah. Very nicely done there. They had that Plague Ward, I suppose, that, did it scout him? I'm not sure if he walked by it.
Yeah,
but...
when he came over back,
yeah,
he went and then put it behind him, so they knew that Solo was in the jungle.
A little bit of a slow start here for both teams. VEGA are the ones who are looking to play very aggressive after they get that marksmanship marksmanship up on FM. He's already got the precision aura going.
Well, so I was thinking about for a kill onto Dubu here with the shockwave, the stun as well, but Dubu bites himself through the tree line. He's going to be fine there, regenerating back up. Mid lane, no one. Starting to move in again onto MP, and MP is in a little bit of trouble here. MP falling low. Oh, he's going to get himself out with a tango. He'll be fine, but meanwhile, bottom lane, that's where the first blood's going to be going. They'll find one. They do get a kill in return. The question is, can VEGA try and get a second for Rev? Going into the tree line, he's not going to make it. And VEGA, they'll take a 2-for-1 trade, including the first blood going to their side there.
Oh, it's a really nice exchange for VEGA. Having the Nature's Prophet teleport in to secure the kills. Still though, always got to keep in mind that Alchemist, you got to try to shut him down as much as you can. We know that the Enchantress has kind of been up here. Mag actually about the same CS as the Alch, only a few behind at this stage. I'd say the landing phase is going about as well as you could ask it to right now for VEGA.
I mean, in terms of the rotations, well, and if you're MVP, how do you deal with this? I mean, I guess you need to look after your Alch on the top lane. I mean, QO, as we can see now, being badly beaten down. Well, what do you do in response to the way that VEGA are going to be looking to play with this Drow strat?
Their lanes are fairly static from MVP. It's not like one hero is going to be able to rotate around. Dubu can't really gank mid, there's no Gale on the Venomancer, and I think most of the time when they pick the strategy, they just like to leave him alone. So if he goes anywhere, I guess it would be bottom.
Talking about bottom, Mag TPing over, gets the Sprout to Forev, and Forev actually going to be glimpsed back as well. Forev, popping the Scorched Earth just before the Gust comes out, so he should be able to get himself away by the looks of it here. Mag, he's got a Sprout again, but Forev is out of range, so Forev lucky to get away there, and VEGA just not quite enough control to deal with the Doom there with the three of them out.
And just imagine once he actually gets that armor creep going, like he's only got the Bassi right now for the bonus armor. And he will eventually get some points into the ice armor as well on Febi. Actually kind of surprising to see Febi prioritize leveling the second point into sacrifice over getting 1 value point into ice armor, but I suppose with the cooldown nerf, it might be more valuable to him just to continually get that EXP, make sure that him and Farev hit 6 at a faster pace. That could also help out tremendously in this game.
Mid lane, here we go, Solo. Need to make a play here potentially. Eyes on to MP on his Venomancer. He's got the backup of the Disruptor as well, with a couple of points glimpse. Shoma very much in a position to set this one up. They're even TPing in as well. Mag looking for the setup onto MP, dropping the Sprout, glimpsing him back and bringing him down. Nice gag from rotation there from the side of VEGA Squadron. Getting themselves a third kill on the board. 3-1 now for them. And again, looks like game 4 is going to be as strong, if not a stronger start than they had in game 3.
They're just punishing the static laning phase of MVP. They know that the Alk isn't going to be rotating around. They know that the Venomancer pretty much only wants to sit mid and drop Plague Wards, try to apply like idle pressure to the tower. But I think the one thing that MVP did differently this game is when they picked Venomancer last time, they had other heroes that were able to make rotations around the map to make the mid player actually leave the lane. So normally the Veno can actually deal damage to the tower and whatnot, but without that help.
Oh, Febi. It's just wrapped to the face. The kinetic field's going to trap him, and again, Mag with these TPs comes in onto one, and they're already looking for more. Shomi gets the control onto Forever with the glimpse back. He's going to go for the TP out here, and he's going to make it. Won't be able to hold that one back. And he gets himself out, but nonetheless, it's still another kill for VEGA. And this is, as we keep saying, exactly what they need to be pulling off when they run a lineup as they've drafted this game.
They keep the pressure up. They get the Dro to level 6 soon. FN's about halfway there right now, level 5. And they're just going to start killing towers. And you just have to hope that MVP are ready in time. I think the Lich might... Oh, hold that thought. There is a smoke here.
Yeah, these smokes. I mean, every single time, Shoma and Solo looking for action. They're not going to find anything towards the mid lane. Dubu was the one hanging around. Just to spell it on the Disruptor, but VEGA, they're just going to move back right down to the bottom. Febi and Forev in foresight, and they'll grab the little glimpse onto Febi, trapping him in the kinetic field. Storm coming through onto Forev, and now FN trying to move in with the right clicks. Max TP'd in as well. Shoma, he is going to tick down this time. Well, the question is, can VEGA continue to take a favourable trade? They'll find one. Sprout to Forev, but he fights his way through with the Quelling Blade. Signing up just a 1-for-1 trade there between the two.
Well, I think that was actually not too bad, all things considered, because if you think about the commitment there from VEGA, it was a Nature's Prophet teleport. There were 3 other heroes there, ended up trading 1-for-1. I think that, honestly, MVP are more than okay with that exchange. And the Lich hit 6, and Forev is also going to have Doom available. Like, the fact that it's only 8 minutes in and the dual offlane almost had level 6 on both the heroes, that's just still the strength of the Lich and how much weight the experience of the creep is on the range creep now. It's kind of insane, actually, that even after the nerfs, you're still able to get this much.
We can see, of course, on the top lane, whilst all this action's been going on, Kyo has been given more and more space. He's going to look to try and finish off the tier 1 here. We'll see if Mag is able to play for the deny. Kyo is going to get himself back in. Oh, tries to go for the stun to secure it, but it isn't going to be the case. Nice touch from Mag there to deny the out of that extra bit of bonus gold. But Kyo, of course, at the moment, already at the top. 4.6k as expected with the safe lane farming. Now, mid lane, though, MP trying to go for the smart TP out. He will make it at the same time. Bottom lane, no one chipping away at the Witch Doctor. He finds one for Rev. He's trying to dive onto FN. Will get the kill with the Scorched Earth. He walked himself away from this one. TP from Mag, looking to cut off the Doom. Has got the Sprout ready and waiting, but of course there's not going to be that much use of it for Rev. He's got a Quelling Blade, but maybe if he uses it like that to just block off the entirety of the path, they would have had a chance, but Rev smartly just walks around the other way. Those with the 3-second cooldown on Quelling Blade, not going to have a chance to chop through 2. So he gets himself out. Alchemist with the armlet now done. QO ready with that, but at the same time, 9 minutes in, there is going to be a mech on the Viper ready for the next push.
This is getting a little bit scary for VEGA. They're doing very well. Like, the Viper has an insane amount of farm, and the Dro is also almost level 7, so they're going to have the max precision aura. This is the timing they need to hit. Every single thing up on VEGA is ready to go. You need to start killing towers, because they have not addressed QO directly in lane. So the way that you deal with this Alchemist now is you actually just apply pressure everywhere else on the map and get the map control on your side. So that way VEGA don't have to worry about QO just free farming the entire time without any pressure being applied. This is the time that they're going to go, and now MVP need to decide how they're going to address this.
Still the plan is, indeed, I mean, Dubu, Karev and Febi, the ones in the neighborhood. Nice someone onto the tower, trying to slow this one down. Trev has got a Doom available. In terms of targets, it's not looking that appealing for him. Qualification coming through, but the rest of Vega, the full 5-man, are in the neighborhood. And they'll be able to find themselves a tier 1. The question is, they want to try and find more. They'll get the glimpse onto Ferev. Viper Strike drop down as well. Trapped up in the trees, he'll find his way out, but the damage is too much. Vega, they'll find themselves a kill on top of the tier 1. And maybe even to that, a tier 2 as well. They're not going to stop with this push.
Yeah, they don't need to stop. They do an insane amount of damage already. The Precision Aura gives them 37 damage each. Looks like the answer is going to be rotating down QO. Needs to be careful though, they have Glimpse. Or I guess Shioma wasn't quite close enough.
QO's actually chugging up a concoction. Thrown out onto 2, but as you said, this Disruptor's looking for the play in a great kinetic fit. Static Storm onto 2. He'll moving on to QO. He's trying to arm each other his way out of this one, and he will make it. MP with a poison over the Chain Frost as well. Bouncing amongst them all. The Doom onto Solo. This could be the turnaround that MVP need. No one's going to go, and there's going to find a third. MVP there with a massive poison over Chain Frost. Just slowing down the advance of Vega, and they're going to maybe find more as well. Shioma tried to hide up in the tree line. They drop the kinetic field, try and run himself away from the Doom, but he's going to run into an out. Concoction onto the man's head, and it's going to be a 4-1 for MVP.
That's
Fantastic
really
defense for the Koreans.
That is really bad for Vega. That is actually like maybe worst case scenario. Walking into a team fight like that, Chain Frost bouncing between your whole team. I think it actually bounced until it ended on its own.
Yes,
instead
definitely.
of actually breaking from range. So what? That's 10 Chain Frost bounces that went off there. Honestly, with that team fight, the Alchemist is already sitting on 3,200 gold with the armlet. We talked about how important it was for Vega to be able to pressure the map so QO doesn't just get free farm and get to his next item and progression too fast. Well, he's going to have a Radiance in probably about 2 minutes from now. And once that happens, Vega are even more under the gun to try to finish the game, because they are not going to translate well into the later stages against an Alchemist and a Doom. Like, they don't have a direct answer to just the tankiness of the heroes. They just wanted to be able to get to towers, kill them, you know, eventually take Roshan, control the map, maybe go for a high ground siege early, and losing a fight that badly does not bode well.
See if they can get away with this tier 1 push. MVP hook up 3 of them around. See if they want to try and do anything. At the least they'll probably go for the 9. Oh, not quite able to make it. Solo will get the touch. Same time, get themselves a tier 1 at the top lane as well by the looks of it. Vega, Mag, looking for that push. They do lose the tier 1 at the bottom lane, so MVP still able to find objectives against the pushing power of Vega. 8-for-7 at the moment, and I think a lot of people after the first 3 games, you know, appreciated the play, the performance, but they were looking for a closer matchup, and here in game 4, it certainly seems to have leveled out, because you've got the momentum of Vega, but at the same time, MVP. QO's farm is still fantastic. He has got that relic. He's closing in on the money for the completed Radiance. This game could certainly go either way still at this point.
Vega just needs to not make any more mistakes. Another costly teamfight like that, and like, not only is it a Dro strat, which is susceptible to getting really far behind when you fail a couple of pushes, but they're up against Alchemist, literally the fastest farmer in Dota. So you need to make sure that every single push is executed well. It's good that they got both the tier 1 and the tier 2 in the safe lane off the map very quickly. Opens up the jungle. They got 3 boards. They realized that they absolutely need to control the map. They cannot let QO keep up at this rate without taking something away.
QO, the Radiance out on the way to him. MVP, they're certainly getting from Gogo, just going from strength to strength.
Alright, so it was actually less than 2 minutes. It was like 90 seconds, give or take, that it took him to farm from 3,200 gold to having a full Radiance.
And off the back of that, they just want to fight straight away. MVP, smoked up. See if they can find the kill that they'd love to. I mean, Disruptor is in the neighborhood. They're just going to go for Roche, smoking into the pit.
This is extremely hard to anticipate. Although with the deep wards, Vega might know something is up. Like, no one's farming the safe lane at all.
Here comes the tree, and Mag's going to scout it out for the side. So they'll know what's up. And it's not necessarily the quickest Roshan from MVP, so there will be a chance to contest it. And here we have it. Vega coming over, Static Storm. It's going to trap QO and Ferev. QO pops the armlet on. Mag trying to get in position, but the Chain Frost bounces there out. Poison over as well from MP. The Death Ward laid down, biting into Solo. No one's been doomed up. They found one. There's going to be a buyback for Solo. No one's going to drop as well as MP claims himself a double kill. There's 3 down, 1 buyback from Vega to bring him back in the fight. FN trying to find Febby, but MVP just surround the poor Drow Ranger. They beat down on FN. They'll find him as well, and Solo with that buyback not going to be able to achieve anything here, and MVP, they head back into the pit. And as you said, VEGA, they can't afford to make mistakes with this kind of lineup and this kind of play style, and that was just a massive one.
I would already say that VEGA are insanely behind. This is the type of lineup where you basically want to have all the towers dead already on the map if you're playing Dro, or playing a Dro strat, and MVP, they beat you in a team fight 2 times in a row with a greedy lineup. They get Roshan. You're not able to kill the tier 2 in the bottom lane as well. Everything is kind of going downhill right now for VEGA. They're losing a lot of steam. I mean, this is a Viper that went mech. You know, they want to continue to fight during this mid-game timing, and they want to make sure that they can siege. But if you keep losing these fights, the Doom already has Crimson. How are you ever going to go high ground if you have these frontliners like the Alchemist with a Crimson Guard buff and a Doom just running at you? It's getting really scary for VEGA.
We'll see at this point, MP is actually heading up towards the top. Mag in against MP here. Mag just the Sprout. Now the Nature flying in as well. MP will drop the Gale. But he's just going to be caught out by the Disruptor. Mech might just keep him alive now with the Glimpse back. The Crimson Guard, they're actually going to survive here. MP's fine, and now Forev and the rest of MVP looking for the turnaround. QO coming in with a concoction, he's got the vision, lands it onto Mag. Mag will be taken down. Shoma's going for the TP out. Will he make it? He will just in time. The stomp there from the Doom not quite out quick enough to stop that TP. But nonetheless, it's another kill for MVP. And keeping MP alive there, just like that.
He baited him really hard by holding on to the mech. He didn't even pop his Fairy Fire. That's how confident he was that he wasn't going to die there. So very nice play there, coming in from the Veno. Just getting a bonus kill on the Nature's Prophet. Probably one of the most valuable heroes, if not the most valuable hero on VEGA to take down right now. They don't have much time, honestly. Like they got another 10 minutes, maybe, before QO just gets completely out of control. He's already on top of the bots. It took him less than 2 minutes to farm bots from just having brown boots after he picked up the Radiance, and now he's already back up to another 2,000 gold. You just don't get that many times to make mistakes when you're playing against this hero if you don't have like an AA or something like that, which I think they banned, right? They last banned it or something? Or no, or was it the game before? No, sorry, it was another game. They didn't ban AA this game, but
no, not this one.
Without having something that directly counters the Chemical Rage, you're pretty much only relying on right-click damage. And against like Ice Armor, on the Lich especially, I think that Doom would like to find something other than the creep that he has right now because he's sitting on top of a Golem. Maybe he wants a Wolf or maybe the Ice Armor Golem, or Ice Armor Ogre that we were talking about previously.
Yeah, but as you said, just a lot of emphasis on how well QO is playing this game.
Yeah.
Just look at the farm. I mean, he is exactly how an out wants to be. 18 minutes in, having the same net worth as the 2 cores of the enemy side put together. Trees going to come out, and Mag is going to burn, and these slaps with the swords.
Oh.
QO finds himself more money into the bank of this Alk. Solomon's German, they need to be a little bit careful here because Forev, he's coming in with a haste rune, he's got a Doom available, he will be glimpsed back. He's going to just run himself straight back down. Solo needs to run, needs to hide, and he will get himself back to safety, but now MVP in a position to get a push on this bottom tier 2. They have ults available. We'll see if VEGA can try and do anything in reaction. I mean, at the moment, you obviously just have no one trying to put a bit of pressure up on top. FN as well, building on that SMY, he's got the gold for it. I mean, the question is, does he need to go BKB on Yasha rather than finishing off a Sanjin Yasha this game?
I don't think... I mean, BKB is one of those necessary evils, I suppose, but I don't know if it's gonna like win him any team fights or even help him go high ground. That's the problem. Like, we see MVP getting the tier 2 in the safe lane here. They will also be able to TP back in time to defend their own towers. But the issue that BKB really has, you can still get doomed. The Alchemist still runs at you and kind of right-clicks you. You just don't have the damage to really burst him down when he has Chemical Rage active. And, you know, Q is almost level 16.
Oh, and Disruptor is about to have a full gank on his plate. Shaman the Slayer has become the Slain. And a nice pick off again for MVP, and as you said, it's looking incredibly rocky now for VEGA in the draft that they tried to run this game potentially past that timing that they needed to hit. We can see on the net worth it really is just going to taper down in advantage of the Dire. 7.5k now. Not the biggest of leads of 20 minutes in, but a lead that's only going to skyrocket with the amount of farm that QO is going to be getting with this Manta, Radiance and Armlet and what's all complete. FN looking to try and ward them off here in the mid lane, moving forward on the Doom. Sorry, on the Drow, but MVP, look at them, they're on the sidelines. QO, he's ready to move back in. See what Vega can do in response to this one. Spray's just laid down. TP in from no one. We'll see if they could try and punish this outplay, but out. He's got an Aegis. If they kill him once, and I mean, even that's a tall order on its own. They will glimpse him in though. Shamefrost coming in from the high ground. Correct. Getting gusted back, but the bounces are real. The concoction thrown down onto Shoma. They'll take down the disruptor. The static storm, they're just going to walk out of it. In fact, QO walks back in. He says, "Oh, it's more of a static pattern than a storm."
They just don't have the damage to kill him anymore. I think he's already kind of at critical mass. I really don't know what Vega's backup plan is. Like, they can defend high ground for a little while, yeah. We talk about how difficult it is for melee heroes to typically go high ground, but the thing about Alchemist is that he has so much regen, he basically has a built-in heart, which is one of the items that most melee strength cores want to build to breach that tier 3.
Just gotta be a bit careful now. No Aegis, of course. Limit caped up. But still, as you said, just this regen is absolutely insane. It's going to allow MVP to sustain their positioning here. Continue to just pushing when they want to go again.
QO is getting really close to the Octarine as well, if that's the choice he's going to make. He might go a different route though, I'm not sure. I think Octarine is one of those items that gives you just the sheer amount of flat health that you need to live. Yeah, okay, it is going to be the Octarine. He did buy the Soul Booster. Sometimes we see other stuff like AC, for example, just to give you the extra armor when you're going that high ground, or sometimes people even buy Heart, depending on what time of game it is.
There we go, jumping in, Temport down, FN's been doomed and he's out. A quick one for MVP.
Alright, Mag gets the courier snipe. Getting something at least.
Let's see if MVP want to continue to go and try and get the buyback out potentially from the Drow Ranger. It was closing in on the money for the BKB, but as you said, maybe even at that point not going to offer too much. Jumping from Forever, pressing back the Viper. So look to go on this tier 3 solo, trying to do what he can with the impetus, but he's been galed up, and now just the illusions coming in with that Radiance burn. Solo being forced back on the edge, a blast from the Lich, and this illusion might just do it with the tick damage, and he does. QO now dominating Forever. Infernal Blade drops onto no one. He'll turn, but the Chain Frost is going to be thrown out. Not going to bounce at all here. So forces the Viper away from this defense. And MVP with the Crimson Guard out, more than enough space to try finish off this Rax. QO gets glimpsed back, but he just walks it back in. Nothing to follow through there on the Disruptor. And it will be a full set of Rax going down on this bottom lane by the looks of it. In fact, they'll leave the range for the time being. No one gets caught out on the front lines. Buyback on Solo and no one here looking for the defense. But it's going to be an incredibly hard one with the strength that MVP have at this point, and MVP will leave it at that. They'll take the melee Rax, bring the TP out top. The rout was going on, where Mag managed to find himself a ranged Rax. We'll see if he can find anything else here. MVP actually sticking around to fight. They know that if they could try and kill some of these heroes for a second time, forcing out, a situation where diebacks are there, and there is one. As they take down no one on the Viper, the Nature's Prophet is going to be killed, but he has got buyback available here, and he's going to go straight back top. He's looking for the rat here, Mag. He wants to try and find something in return, but MVP, they may find something even more big, and even bigger than that Mag can wrap. It's going to be 2 heroes down without buybacks available now. Mag did manage to finish off the full set of Rax top, but MVP, they're onto the tier 3 mid. They're onto the Rax as well, looking to try and find themselves a second. Shoma just laying down the kinetic. And FN trying to chip away QO, but Brave just jumps straight in onto the Drow range. The Poison Over coming out as well. Blast from Lich and FN's down. 3 dead now. No buybacks available. The Koreans are doing it. Mag, he's trying to go for the tier 4, but they're just going to call it GG. Well played. MVP.